Snow pressed softly against the windows of the restaurant, blurring the city into a wash of white and gold, while Officer Elena Morales sat alone at a table meant for two, her untouched coffee cooling beside a neatly folded napkin. Her uniform felt heavier than usual, the badge on her chest reflecting the Christmas lights like a reminder of everything she had given to everyone else and everything she had quietly gone without. Tonight was supposed to be different, a blind date arranged by a well-meaning coworker, a small promise that maybe this Christmas would not end the way so many others had, with silence and a long drive home. But as minutes stretched into an hour, the empty chair across from her became an answer she already knew how to understand. If you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in the quiet miracles that find people when they least expect them, take a moment right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel Grandma Dearie, because stories like this only live when hearts are open to them. Elena finally rose from the table, embarrassment and relief tangled together in her chest, and nodded politely to the waiter who had pretended not to notice. She stepped out into the cold night, the sounds of distant carols and traffic mixing with the soft crunch of snow beneath her boots. She told herself she was used to this, used to being passed over, to being seen as too serious, too married to the job, too worn by the things she had seen on the streets and in dark apartments at 3 in the morning. Being a cop had taught her how to stand tall in the face of danger, but it had never taught her how to protect herself from loneliness. She walked without hurry, letting the city lead her, past glowing shop windows and wreaths tied with red bows. That was when she noticed two small figures standing near the edge of the sidewalk, bundled in identical red coats, their blonde curls peeking out from woolen hats. They were twins, no older than 3, holding hands and staring at the lights with a mix of wonder and uncertainty. Elena's instincts flared instantly, the part of her that never truly turned off. She slowed, scanning the area for a parent, a guardian, anyone who should have been there. The street was busy, but the girls were alone, their eyes following her as if she were the only solid thing in the swirling night. She approached carefully, lowering herself to their level, her voice gentle in a way she rarely allowed herself on duty. She learned quickly that their names were Lily and Rose, that they had wandered away from the toy store while their foster mother was distracted, and that they were not afraid so much as quietly hopeful that someone kind would notice them. Elena guided them inside the warmth of the restaurant she had just left, calling for help, her badge finally serving a purpose that felt personal. Staff rushed to assist, hot chocolate appeared, and soon the frantic foster mother arrived, breathless with apologies and relief. But something had shifted in the room. The twins clung to Elena's legs as if they had known her forever, their small hands gripping the fabric of her uniform like an anchor. They looked up at her with an intensity that made her throat tighten, the kind of look children give when they sense safety without needing it explained. In that moment, surrounded by Christmas lights and the murmur of strangers, Elena felt a crack open in the wall she had built around her heart. Over the following weeks, Elena could not stop thinking about Lily and Rose. She learned through a follow-up visit that they had been in the foster system since infancy, passed from home to home, always together but never truly settled. Elena told herself she was only checking in because it was her job to care, because she had been the one who found them that night. But she began to bring small gifts, then books, then stayed longer each visit. The twins greeted her with a joy that felt undeserved and yet desperately needed. Elena's life had always been orderly, structured around shifts, reports, and the constant readiness for crisis. The idea of becoming a mother had lived in her like a quiet ache, something she assumed was not meant for her. She was single, her schedule unpredictable, her work dangerous. Who would trust a cop with 2 little girls who already carried so much uncertainty? The doubts were loud, relentless, echoing all the reasons she had been rejected before, not just on dates but by life itself. The process was not easy. There were forms, interviews, home inspections, and sleepless nights filled with fear that she was reaching for something that would be taken away. Elena questioned herself constantly, replaying every mistake she had ever made, every moment she had chosen the job over a personal life. Yet every time she considered stepping back, she remembered the weight of those small hands on her uniform and the way Lily and Rose's faces lit up when they saw her walk through the door. Christmas came again, quieter this time, but filled with a different kind of anticipation. Elena's apartment, once sparse and practical, now held a small tree decorated with mismatched ornaments and construction paper stars. On Christmas Eve, the final approval came through. Elena sat on the floor, the phone pressed to her ear, tears falling freely for the first time in years. She was no longer just Officer Morales. She was becoming someone's home. When Lily and Rose arrived, their small bags in hand, the moment felt almost unreal. They explored every corner of the apartment with careful excitement, as if afraid joy might disappear if they moved too fast. That night, as snow fell outside the window, the twins climbed onto the couch beside Elena, their heads resting against her arms, their breathing slow and even. The silence was no longer empty. It was full. Just before the ending of this story, take a moment to comment below and share what